is how to talk to your kids about dating and their safety in particular. It's an important topic now that school's back in session. A lot of kids are going to be going to dances and parties and other social events.
That's right. And our next guest was inspired to take action after his sister was raped in the late 80s. Mike Domitrz wrote this book. It's May I Kiss You? It's designed to help start conversations about dating safely. Two very different things, right? Good to see you again.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, love having it when you're here. I think, you know, for people, when they think about dating and dating safely, sometimes they don't think about the fact that, you know, those two things have to go hand in hand. What does dating safely mean to you?
Well, it's about being respected and about respecting your partner. And really, those are the key two items. A lot of parents overthink this, and they think, oh, I got to warn them about this, I have to warn them about that, I have to warn them about that. If you get your child the skill set of understanding how to respect themselves and how to respect their partner, and when things are not going along those lines, it's okay to bail out. It's okay to get out. As long as they understand that, that really helps set a great foundation.
Yeah.
One of the things I find fascinating about you, for people who have not seen you here on the show before, is the fact that your sister, unfortunately, was raped back in the 80s. I would think a lot of brothers, fathers, people who care about someone are going to be affected by the fact that someone they love has been raped. What's interesting, though, about your story is that not only did it impact you greatly, but your life's work has come from that very negative thing that happened to your sister.
Yes, absolutely. Well, here's the thing. What happened to my sister was horrific. The strength and courage that I saw in Sherry, my sister, is what inspired me to want to speak out. I also saw the harm that was done to not only to Sherry, but to all of my family members, to cousins, to aunts, to uncles, to close friends. And you realize you don't want this to happen to anybody else.
Yeah.
And the old way was say, don't rape. And that wasn't changing anything. So we wanted to change the conversation and say, what if we could transform our culture so that rape didn't exist, that people could actually ask for what they want, respect the answer, and have much more consent built in.
Your big thing is you tell parents, don't teach what not to do, teach them what to do. What does that mean? What's the difference for you?
Yeah, this is really important. A lot of parents will say, don't get pregnant, or,
Yeah,
you know, don't do this,
drugs.
don't do that. And the kid's like, okay, isn't that like basic? I don't plan on doing that. So what you want to do instead is saying, all right, let's say you are going to kiss someone. Let's talk about how you do that. Let's talk about how you can ask someone, and it can be romantic and passionate. Give them skills versus scare tactics.
It's so embarrassing, though, for a parent sometimes to open that sort of topic, and because a lot of parents, I think, feel like it's a gateway. If I talk about it, then it's okay, even if they don't want them to be doing some of those behaviors.
Yeah, and this is why it's so important. As a parent, if you can share that, look, I'm willing to be uncomfortable about this because it's that important. And I know you're already having these feelings or these thoughts, or your friends are. So I'm not the first one to bring them up. So I want to make sure you're getting me as your resource versus the internet or friends who can give you some bad information.
Right.
Yeah, or some really graphic information. So, so you acknowledge. So as a parent, you're supposed to acknowledge. You know that kids are going to have these feelings or will soon have these feelings. How do you say parents should describe what sex is like?
Well, here's the thing. You don't want to make it sound awful because it doesn't add up. Like, they hear about it on TV and the movies and their friends.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to them. And second of all, they know you have it because they're there.
Yeah.
Okay? So that doesn't make sense to make it sound awful.
That's right.
Yeah, so what you want to do is you want to say it can be a wonderful, amazing gift. And that's what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
However, it takes a lot of right steps to get there. And that's usually where people miss out, and it doesn't become this wonderful, amazing experience, and that's the worst part.
And what are some of those right steps? It's asking permission, for one, right?
Absolutely. Being able to use your words, that's really important. Also, comfort, trust. You feel safe. There's no pressure. You absolutely want to do this. In fact, you so want to do this that you'd be comfortable telling your parents because you believe in it that much. And that's a great test, because kids know they'll fight their parents on principle when they believe in something. Yet they'll say, well, I'm not going to tell them I'm going to be intimate. Well, why aren't you that comfortable with that choice? That you could stand in it by principle.
I'll never forget my first date, because we went to a movie theater, and I went with my mom, and he brought his parents.
No way.
We sat next to each other. They sat on either side of us. And that was the condition for me going on my first date, is that we could go to a movie, because I think at that time I must have been, I think I was 15 or 16, because I was 9th or 10th grade. ninth grade.
That is hilarious.
But I wonder for you, what age you tell parents it's okay for them to start having their child go on dates?
So I don't set a set age for everybody, but what I do is I say, if you're in Wisconsin, consider the law.
Okay.
The law says they cannot give consent until they're 16. And if they're dating, they usually have feelings to the other person that they want to kiss them or they want to be intimate on some level. And so why would you set an age where they're not legal?
Right.
To be intimate with another human being. So I think 16 is a great age in the state of Wisconsin because your kids are at least legal to be able to give consent that, yes, I'm okay doing this. They're not legal for everything, but they're legal for some things. Also, it gives them time to watch others date. And that's priceless education for a child.
Yeah, they can see the other people's mistakes or how it affects them in school, things like that.
That's exactly right. And if you tell them, just keep an eye on how this is going for your friends, they learn a lot. And a lot of times they back off on wanting to date. Like, I'm in no hurry once they get to 16 because they've watched the drama.
Yeah.
Are you an advocate of abstinence?
So what I do is I work with people who have all beliefs. I work with schools that believe in abstinence only. I work with schools who believe in comprehensive sex ed. Consent works with all of it.
Yeah.
If you believe in waiting, then you want to make sure your child has a choice, which means you want their partners to ask so they can say no if they want to say no and be honored. If you believe in comprehensive sex ed, well, if you're going to teach them all about how to be safe, you better teach them how to use their words, how to know what they're comfortable talking about, what they want to do, what they don't want to do.
Yeah.
Those are all critical skill sets.
How about the difference between daughters and sons?
There should be no difference. And this is one of the mistakes parents make. They think, well, I'm going to make sure my son knows this. I'm going to make sure my daughter knows this. And the daughter's all about like defense and how to make sure nothing ever happens. The son's, hey, how not to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Right. Which is a disaster. Because what you do is you play your kids into gender roles. And they feel that pressure. And what's amazing is I work with colleges right now every day of the year. Yesterday, student says at the end of the program, today was the first time I realized I could say yes or no without feeling guilty. Because, see, parents will say, don't do anything, don't do this, which means now they feel guilty for having any sense of sexual feeling or urgency. Really unfair. Really unfair.
That's really good. Wait, if people visit your website, which is datesafeproject.org, what kinds of resources can they find there? What kind of information is available?
They're going to find DVDs. For instance, we have the Help My Teen Is Dating DVD that they're going to find available.
You should have a couple extra exclamation points there, not just one.
Molly's in that phase now, so she knows. Will you leave that one with her?
And fun stuff. So let's say you're a parent and you want to be a goofball about this and get your kids really thinking about, wear this around the house. You know, it just says, can I kiss you? And the cool thing is, then you can wear it in the bedroom at night with your husband or wife. So it serves two purposes.
I was at a dinner the other day with a young teenager who said, that's fine, you guys can make it together. Just make sure that you leave room for Jesus between you. I was like, all right, let's go.
There you go.
Good sense of humor.
I like that.
Thanks
There's
so
good
much for
stuff
being
on your
here, Mike.
website. It's a great resource. Again, it's datesafeproject.org. You do a great job of kind of boiling it down, making it understandable, but also
relatable.
Absolutely recognizing it's a tough spot for parents. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Molly. Thank you for Tiffany for having me here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.